We have to stop Ronan.
How?
I have a plan.
You've got a plan.
Yes.
First of all, you're copying me from when I said I had a plan.
No, I'm not. People say that all the time. It's not that unique of a thing to say.
Secondly, I don't even believe you have a plan.
I have part of a plan.
What percentage of a plan do you have?
You don't get to ask questions after the nonsense you pulled on Nowhere.
I just saved Quill.
We've already established that you destroying the ship that I'm on is not saving me.
When did we establish?
Like 3 seconds ago!
No, I wasn't listening. I was thinking of something else.
She's right. You don't get an opinion. What percentage?
I don't know. 12%.
12%?
That's a fake laugh.
It's real.
Totally fake.
That is the most real, authentic, hysterical laugh of my entire life because that is not a plan.
It's barely a concept.
You're taking their side?
I am Groot.
So what? It's better than 11%. What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Thank you, Groot. Thank you. See? Groot's the only one of you who has a clue.
Why does the universe keep getting saved by people nobody trusted? Not the trained soldiers, not the decorated officers, not the ones with medals and protocols and chain of command. The smugglers, the thieves, the soldiers who lost their war, the ones living in ships because nowhere else would have them. 3 films, 3 crews, 1 question none of them meant to answer. I want to talk about Serenity, Rogue One, and Guardians of the Galaxy. On the surface, these films have almost nothing in common. Different studios, different tones. One's a canceled TV show's last breath. One's a Star Wars prequel nobody asked for. One's a comic book adaptation starring a talking raccoon. But watch them together and something emerges. A story about the people who shouldn't be heroes, the ones with criminal records and bad reputations and every reason to walk away, and the ships that turn them into families. This is Cinema Unbound, and this is the Ragtag Space Crew Trilogy. Serenity begins with a man who stopped believing. Malcolm Reynolds fought for independence. He lost. Now he runs cargo, legal when possible, illegal when necessary, on a Firefly-class transport with a crew of people the civilized universe forgot. A war buddy who married a woman too good for him. A mercenary who'd sell them out for the right price. A mechanic who talks to the engine. A companion. A preacher. A pilot who plays with toy dinosaurs. And River, a teenage girl the government broke and rebuilt into a weapon. She's the match in the powder room, the reason the Alliance is hunting them, the reason Mal has to decide whether staying out of things is still an option. What makes Serenity's crew remarkable is their reluctance. They're not looking for a cause. Mal buried his causes in a valley of bodies 6 years ago. When they finally choose to fight, it's not because they believe in revolution. It's because they found out something true, and some truths are worth more than survival. Serenity asks, can people who stopped believing still choose to matter? Rogue One answers a question no one thought to ask. Who stole the Death Star plans? And the answer is, nobody you've heard of. Jyn Erso's father designed the Empire's ultimate weapon. Cassian Andor has done terrible things for the Rebellion and sleeps badly because of them. K2SO is a reprogrammed Imperial droid with no filter. Chirrut Emwe is a blind man who believes in the Force on a planet where the Empire strip-mined the temples. Baze Malbus is his protector, who believes in nothing except Chirrut. Bodhi Rook is a defector still shaking from what he saw. The Rebellion doesn't sanction their mission. They go anyway. Where Serenity's crew is reluctant, Rogue One's crew is clear-eyed. They know the math. They've done the calculus of their own lives. Some missions don't have extraction plans. They find something on that beach. Not victory, something else. the knowledge that they mattered, that the sacrifice meant something, that expendable people can be essential. Rogue One asks what happens when the misfits know the cost and go anyway. And then there's Guardians of the Galaxy, which opens with a guy dancing through alien ruins while stealing a priceless artifact. Peter Quill, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, Groot, a kidnapped Earthling who never grew up, an assassin trying to defect from her own family, a warrior whose grief has become rage, a genetically engineered raccoon with a chip on his shoulder, a tree. They meet in prison. They escape from prison. They try to sell an orb for money. The orb turns out to be an infinity stone that a genocidal maniac wants to use to destroy a planet. What's remarkable about Guardians is that nobody starts as a hero. Quill is a thief. Gamora is a killer. Rocket is in it for the money. Drax wants revenge, not justice. Groot is Groot. They become heroes by accident, by irritation, by slowly, reluctantly realizing they'd rather die with these idiots than live without them. And here's the miracle. They live. They get to keep each other. Guardians asks, what if found family didn't have to be tragic? Here's what these films understand that most space operas don't. The ship isn't just transportation. It's home for people who have no other home. It's the physical proof that they belong together. Serenity, the U-Wing, the Milano, these aren't vehicles. They're declarations of family. And the crews, they're not heroes because they're good. They're heroes because they're willing. They've got nothing to lose, or they've already lost everything, or they spent so long being told they're worthless that saving the universe feels like the universe's problem, not theirs. Serenity shows us that broken people can still choose what matters. Rogue One shows us that sometimes the choice costs everything. Guardians shows us that sometimes you get to keep what you found. 3 crews, 3 ships, 1 truth. The universe doesn't get saved by the worthy. It gets saved by the willing. If this trilogy resonates, there's one show that stretches these ideas across 6 seasons. The Expanse. The crew of the Rocinante, a stolen Martian warship, stumbles into every major conflict in the solar system. They're not soldiers, they're not spies, they're ice haulers who saw something they shouldn't have and couldn't look away. What Expanse does brilliantly is show how a ragtag crew becomes essential, not through destiny, through proximity to disaster and the stubborn refusal to let each other die. 6 seasons, currently streaming on Prime Video, and the best found family on a spaceship story television has ever told. Serenity, Rogue One, Guardians of the Galaxy. 3 films about people who didn't belong anywhere until they belonged to each other. If you've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you've got a weekend ahead of you. This is Cinema Unbound, and next week, we're going somewhere different. A different universe inside our own minds. Until then, keep watching.